Hello. Hello, hello. Welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Hello. How is the audio? How's everybody doing? My name is Source Supreme. This is Final Fantasy XIV. And today we're continuing the Dawntrail MSQ. And oh my, what has happened to Yassulani? We've arrived, and this is what we see. A rundown train station that looks decades old, despite the bubble only appearing a couple days ago. I don't know. I don't know what's happened. It's definitely some weird time dilation shenanigans, and nothing good can come of that. Let's go ahead and jump right into it and start with our MSQ voice over dubbing shenanigans that we normally do. Look there. The lightning appears to be drawn to those pole-shaped structures over yonder. The design suggests there's some manner of lightning rod. Let's go and take a closer look. This place looks crazy. And I would feel a lot better about it if it didn't kind of insinuate that this part of the land is forever changed, you know? And poor Aaronville's home is just gone. This material appears to be the same as that used in the mechanical soldiers and warships. On closer inspection, it appears to bear fine etchings. Rather reminiscent of arcane ruins, these. I suspect they're not merely decorative. I would posit it's used to harness lightning as a source of energy. Quite impressive technology. I'll share this observation with Y'shtola. Her blessing, the dome doesn't appear to interfere with link pearls. Thanks for accompanying me. Let's head to the village and find the others. That would be weird, though, because if time is passing differently in here and link pearls are working, would our messages out be like hyper speed? Assuming everything in here is moving slower than the outside world? If that's how that works. What in the world? This is weird. Everything's...
My home. It's in ruins. But why? What happened here? And where is everyone?
I had a look in a few of the other houses, but they had clearly been abandoned.
Damn it all. None of this makes sense.
Excuse me? Are you looking for someone?
Why do you sound like Medion? Oh, this person. Saw you. I saw you before.
I apologize for giving you a fright. However, I did have reason to keep to the shadows.
Not Medion. Doesn't sound like Medion at all.
Sorolja has told me a great deal about you.
And you know Zoralja.
Sorolja?
Greetings, and welcome to the realm of Alexandria.
Alexandria. Okay.
I am Sphene, the Queen of Reason.
Queen of Reason?
Queen of Reason?
If you are the Queen of Reason, is there perhaps a...
King of Resolve?
Yes, if you mean to ask if there is a King of Resolve. Zoralja holds that title, and together do we reign.
Then you are both behind the attack on Tuliyollal.
And I doubt you're here to offer us a warm reception.
No, you have it all wrong. I am not come to fight. Zoralja rules alongside me, but that is a matter of expedience. In truth, we are at odds, he and I. It is at considerable risk to myself and my people that I come before you to beg your aid.
Our aid? I'll admit I cannot imagine King Zorolja is keen to share and share alike. But if what you say is true, you're still the queen.
Indeed. But I was once the sole ruler of Alexandria. Until one day, he appeared, bent on conquest. In my weakness, I feared his power. So I persuaded him to forego violence and strike a bargain. I would remain queen, and he would receive technology that would empower him to achieve even loftier ambitions, along with the knowledge to use it. A gamble, to be sure, but if it might spare my people...
If I may, the dome surrounding these lands was erected but recently. How is it he was able to not only invade, but instate a new system of leadership in a mere matter of days?
I've never heard of your realm. And this place is, or at least was, Yasulani. The house I grew up in is still here. But 3 years ago, that tower and these strange contrivances weren't. Nor was our village in ruins. Where did you come from? And what happened to the people who lived here? You must know!
I realize how confusing this all must be. Truth be told, I don't fully understand it myself. What I can say is that one day, people from your Tuliyollal suddenly appeared here in Alexandria. Or perhaps it was we who found ourselves in Tuliyollal. Until but recently, we were completely unaware of events taking place beyond the barrier surrounding our realm.
Does this not remind you of the Crystal Tower? How after the 8th Umbral Calamity, we devised a means to transport the Spire across time and space from the source unto the first.
You think there was a time dilation?
Granted, this is on a much larger scale, if that is indeed what has happened. Not only the people and structures, but also the surrounding environment.
But the time is
Regardless,
so weird.
the people of Lakeland perceived the arrival of the Crystal Tower much as the Queen describes her own experience. Sudden, and inexplicable.
Okay, that's... Okay, yeah, that's probably what it is, but, like...
Well then, you appear to have a better grasp of our circumstances than we do. Indeed, more than I dared hope. In which case, a closer examination of the effects of this phenomenon may afford us more insights. Allow me to take you to the outskirts. A number of the Shatona live there as well. Perhaps your acquaintances are among them.
Hold on. If we accept, there's no guarantee we're not walking into a trap.
Thank you, Alize.
But if we're to defeat Zorolja, we need to understand how he grew so strong. Besides...
You're right.
Queen Sphene, before we go, Your Majesty, I have to ask, did you really have nothing to do with the attack on Tulihyolal?
Noble Wook Lamart, shall we dispense with the formalities? I'll not deny the soldiers and airships that attacked your people are products of Alexandria. But it was Zorolja, not we, who fashioned them into weapons of war and laid siege to Tuliolal.
So he alone is to blame.
I don't believe
I
her.
may not have prosecuted this war, but I nevertheless bear responsibility for it.
Perhaps. I know next to nothing about you, let alone what you've been through.
I just don't trust her.
So by all means, show us around. I think we'll learn a lot from meeting your people.
Because she was there. We saw her there. Why would she have been there? Why would she have been in Tuliolal?
Wonderful! If you would follow me.
Isn't it a little odd for the queen to be walking around on her lonesome?
Is that concern or suspicion?
Yes.
If things should take a turn for the worse, might I call upon your aid? I jest, of course. But you do strike me as the most capable here.
I don't trust her. She appeared out of nowhere. She gave likely Zoraldra all the means for his conquest. Now she sized us up as the strongest in this group. Somebody who's not combat capable wouldn't have been able to do that, as shown by literally everybody around us throughout this entire campaign being surprised when we tell them we've saved the star, because most people who don't have combat experience don't recognize that kind of aura. You are suspicious. I don't believe a word. I'll continue to not believe a word. The vibes just ain't right. I think it goes without saying, but we're not going to trust her just like that, right? Any way you look at it, a mysterious girl who appears out of nowhere, proclaiming herself as a queen, is suspicious. Yes. Quite, Alize. Quite. A royal welcome. Well, Having established that we should be wary, we could use more information. So let's head to this place, the outskirts, and see what we can learn. Perhaps about Sveen as well. Yes. To the west. Up there. Where's west? Up there. How can I get up there? I need to go all the way around. Okay, hang on. Aether current. Search. It's important. Gotta get those aether currents. Can't leave them behind. It seems like this one was on a cliff. Because why wouldn't it be extremely out of the way from wherever we are? Northwest. Anything? It's a big wall. What did it say? Northwest. Still. Ah, aha, there you go. It's a big wall. And there's map that way. Huh. Weird. Ooh. Ouch. Bolt Hound. Interesting. I don't trust him. I don't trust Sveen one bit. I trust you have similar farming facilities in Tural. They're completely different to ours. I've got no idea what all those machines do. We settled on this approach after some trial and error. The Turali have their own methods of farming, which they wanted to continue employing. But the environment makes it challenging. It's too much rain and not enough light. Thankfully, the use of electrope has allowed us to fortify the buildings here, as well as provide what nature cannot. What? Electrope. It's a material we use for myriad devices and applications. A topic for another time, perhaps. If you would follow me, we're nearly to the outskirts. Southwest. How southwest? How many have we gotten in this area? 2. No. I can see it over in the top right. There's land on the other side of the wall. But on the other side of the wall. Something we clearly do not have access to. This looks like it's old buildings with new things on them. Weird.
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
Uh-huh. Sure.
Queen Sphene? What business brings her here, I wonder?
The queen has come!
What are those things? It's one of the things that Zoraija had. It seemed to bring him back to life.
You look well, Paquine. And Catogne, I see you've already taken to your new position.
When she introduced herself as queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Lamachi.
Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people. And I should like to know them as best I can, even the most trifling details.
You say it's only natural, yet we have met all too many people who that does not
The more
come
you
naturally.
come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolol's vow of resolve Wuk-Lamat and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true, then. Wuk-Lamat is still so young. Oh, where are my manners? I am Papone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Papone? That has a Tonawautan ring to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa?
You
Kafkiwa? I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Oh. Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasulani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
Why do you know who she is?
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
Why did you look at one of the guards?
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
Like a calamity.
You needn't push yourself, Papone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
30 years?
30 years? As in 30 years in the past?
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Yeah, I remember him saying that. I was like, why would he have been dead?
30 years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away.
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence.
Yeah, but this is here. Are we not?
Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
Meaning this is a piece of another reflection?
I cannot say for certain, but I strongly suspect that to be the case.
Well, that's a problem.
And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the Source's temporal flow.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sphene, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasulani.
Poor Aaronville.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zoralja.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care. Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
It could be genuine. It could. But could it be very twisted underneath? Yes. We have seen time and time again, people have genuine care for others and it be twisted in crazy ways. Like how Xenos very much did care about us like a friend, but he was insane and didn't really treat us like one. You know? Electrope has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we did not want to force ours upon them. You went through such lengths so that our cultures could coexist, even going so far as to learn our tongue. I'm sure everyone appreciated that. Communication was thankfully not an issue, for the Turali tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there are no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, we Alexandrians and Turali have learned a great deal from one another. And I'm sure there is much you wish to learn as well. So please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. I'll play along, but that's all I'll do. Rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. Yupie's Halo, it's called. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. I guess we're off to Yupie's Halo. Allow me to introduce you Mahusa, one of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what allowed this place to flourish. Queen Sveen, to what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? My apologies for the interruption. I'm come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, and so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's all right. So the rumors of visitors from outside were true. What manner of host would be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty also intended to check on things here? You know me too well, Mahusa. I thought to seize this opportunity to see how the farmers fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions, though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. It would appear we have her permission, so please, walk the grounds to your heart's content. You go on ahead. I'll keep Sveen company. Don't misunderstand. I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? A fair point, but be sure not to let me out of your sight. I shall remain under Wicklamat's watchful eye. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands. Ooh, I have a hard time with standard American female voices, apparently. It's a lot easier to do a British female voice. I just don't have much practice with an American one. An American one would sound a lot more like this. But the problem is I end up just sounding more like myself, and a little British. Light levels appear to be fine. As for the power source... Huh? You wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields mostly, watering the crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. The land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work. But honestly, I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. So you're Alexandrian. Interesting. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site, then. Well, this here's the storehouse. Or rather, the entrance. The real storehouse is underground, much more spacious and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We've even got a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complain about how Alexandrian technology and electro complicated our lives, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there they'll find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. Work's hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. They're saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier. That true? So it is. Which means we're connected to the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at UPA's Halo, we produce not only fruits and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off, but a job's a job. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. Where are they? Over here. Ah, there they are. I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've had your fill of speaking with the farmers? Then let us return to Mahusa. Well, what are your impressions of the farm? I'm amazed that everyone loves their work. A curious observation. Do you not love your own work? Oh, but I jest. It's true that people of the outskirts seem the most fulfilled. Well, always they take to their duties with good cheer. And what did you think of our little tour, Lamachi? What did you call me? Was that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name and I thought... No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no need for titles and formalities. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. The machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment. Is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. The feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. Been acting up lately, though. Acting up, you say? You needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. Put simply, it's taken in water that had strong lightning charge. We think some creatures have been charged up with the energy and they're releasing it into the river as we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. We could take care of it if you like. That's most gracious of you to offer. But is it much too dangerous? But it is much too dangerous. Oh, it's no trouble for the vow resolve of Tuliolab. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. And Call is even stronger than I am. It shouldn't take us long at all. Then very well. I gratefully accept. But please, take all care. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for the lightning-charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. Okay. Now gotta go find some beasties. We got some beast to kill. One of them is... They're, in fact, both directly behind me. They are both in the river. Yeah, the music in this area is very foreboding. Ah. Well, that looks weird. No. Thought I could go through, but I couldn't. Ooh, will I have enough time? No. Dragon's Flight is gone. Rip. Oops. Well, that should have done it. I feel like I'm missing a lot of aether currents. Ah, you're both alright. Thank goodness. You really needn't have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now. Of course I was worried. You're my dear guest. But thank you. We truly appreciate this. Indeed. With this, we won't have to ask the Rauge's machines for help. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction for the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Sphene. That's enough, Mahusa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later. But to speak of the king now... No, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folk here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. You couldn't have favored us with a more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. And you never fail to let us know, nor how much you care. Of course. You're my precious family. All of you. You seem a good sort, Sphene. That I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. For you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Come now, this is no laughing matter. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives, and one wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now, I believe we are done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? Oh. That's it. This is the first time I have ever seen the XP bar have nothing to go forward. This is my first max level job. Wow. That's pretty crazy. There is not a single thing I don't have unlocked on Dragoon. Wow. That's crazy. And now all this XP is gonna get wasted. That's what sucks. That's what really feels bad. I wish I could do it a different way, but realistically, I can't. So, we'll just be continuing on. Perhaps we should head back to the outskirts. I dare say your friends will have also returned by now. Nah, thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. Well, we're level 100. The only thing we can go from here is better gear. That's it, though. Call Hima is now a level 100 Dragoon. Do you hear that? I hear a lot of thunder, Wuklamot.
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
Huh? Nearly time? Time for what?
I'm glad you could make it.
Are you with us?
Queen Sphene has come to see you.
Oh.
We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right.
I saw the bracelet before they said her name.
What's the matter, dear?
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Namika, it's me! Wuklamat!
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Oh.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
Living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
Hmm.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
Man.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps.
Which is...
Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred.
Yeah, how?
Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
And Alexandria sounds mighty like Alexander, the goblin, whatever. The raid Alexander, you know, the one that would control time and was gonna lead the people of its creation to a better tomorrow. And this place is kind of like a Tomorrowland.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a Void Gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining.
Yeah.
Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
And what will she say to this? Oh no.
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm. The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's innocuous influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphene's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder.
Why did... Well...
Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs. Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I'm afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
What are the Thunder Yards? That doesn't explain anything.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep, anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
Huh? playing Tremble.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
How can you not know who she is? You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud.
Huh?
Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
What's going on? How could Pepoene suddenly forget about Namika? It's as if he never knew her. Could say the same thing have happened to the others as well. Could the same thing have happened to the others as well, I wonder? There is only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Aetheryte. I knew things were going weird. An old woman named Namika? I'm afraid I don't know that person. I'm sorry I couldn't be of help. What's that? Do I know a Namika? Never met anyone by that name. And I've worked at the outskirts for a good while now. If she spent time here, I would remember. I do recall caring for someone until recently. And you say that it was a woman named Namika? Well, I can't say for certain if it was her. I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. This is messed up. How are they gonna put us in, like, the coolest looking setting and then give us the most, like, saddening storyline to, like, explore everything in? Like, how am I supposed to sit here and be like, wow, this place looks so cool, when I know it's just actively destroyed everything by simply existing? And I don't doubt the claims of how it got here, right? But, like, what the heck, man? So it was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namika. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. While such a thing might be done with magic, to alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of aether corresponding to the act too, and I sense none in that moment. Neither did I, but I did notice something else. Right before Pepoene seemingly forgot, a light in the device on his head began to blink. Could there be a connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continued making such inquiries, I expect we'd only cause confusion. Indeed, if we can't readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we could search for Palcia instead. Palcia instead. Sven said to try the Thunder Yards. It should be in this direction. Back the way we went. Oh, what is something? What is that? There's something there. A little robot, yeah. Impossible. Can you, like, see the inside of that thing? That's weird. Hmm? Another kind of mechanical soldier? Looks dangerous. We better destroy it. Ah! Oh. Should we give chase? I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions. Erenville, are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. It's nothing. I'm fine. Well, it went off in the direction we're headed anyway, so let's try to track it down. Don't tell me it's gonna be his mom. A soul-infused robot. I kind of get that that's gonna be the case. I don't know how or why, but sounds like the case. Going up that way, it seems. They really did just create this whole really cool looking area for us to be just completely depressed in. Oh, there it is. I see you. In there, huh? You found it? To the northeast. Then it must be bound for the mines. Come on then. It could well be a trap, so let's not rush in too quickly. Walks. Okay. Am I missing anything? The north. Okay, well. Maybe it's in the cave. I heard faint voices coming from inside. So it's not alone. But are we still going in? But we're still going in, of course. This may be a trap. Be ready for a fight, everyone. Okay. Oh. Well, there it is. I wonder where the Aether Current is. I can hear them. Several people up ahead. I can't make out their conversation with the echoing. Let's keep going. Stay on your guard. Why are they using this music? Why can you see the inside of it? It's very odd looking. You can see through it through one side, but you can't see through the other side. Looks like it's glitching.
Aaronville!
A trap?
It really is you!
Huh?
Huh?
Who?
I just had to get a look at you in the light. And I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Olivia!
My darling what now?
Why does she speak? It's so hard to hear. Well, it's big.
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun. But what are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
Fussy little bun?
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I'd know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird, floating thing?
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Galul Jaja's kitten?
Whoa.
I knew I recognized that adorable, fuzzy face. Elonesphere was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do. But you know my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
Kafkiwa.
I'm sorry?
Oh, this won't do. Come in. Friends of my Elonesphere are always welcome.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
But
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
As far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of a few people in the world quite so spirited. But as to what's happened, we'll need to ask her. Let's hear what she has to say. It's so wonderful to meet you all. And the students of Baldessian. It's been a while since I heard that name. Dare I ask the reason for your appearance? Oh, this? It's just a body that I control remotely. I use this for our operations. Aw. Okay, at least you're not, like, dead. We're members of a resistance organization. Oblivion, we call ourselves. And our goal is to thwart Zeralja's ambitions for conquest. As the leader, it's prudent that I remain where I can't easily be found. I see. Whimsical appearances notwithstanding, yours is a serious cause. Right you are. Though truth be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. And that is? As I expect you've already noticed, everything you see within this dome, the buildings, the people, the very earth beneath our feet, is a fusion of two worlds. Stopping such a fusion was Oblivion's original mission. Then, does that mean you know who or what is responsible for it? I'm afraid not. This was a long time ago, and our mission statement has become more of a legend that's passed down to members. By the time we joined, our sole objective was stopping Zeralja. But we failed to do that. Now he's taken his army outside the dome. None of you wear those strange devices on your heads. Does that have something to do with your work? Oh, there's one on the table. You mean this? It's a regulator, the pinnacle of electrope technology. And that we don't wear it is indeed related to our operations. What exactly does it do? Allow me to explain. Regulators have two primary functions. The first, as the name suggests, is the regulation of the wearer's reserve of souls. Should they die, the regulator expends a soul to bring them back to life. Reserve? You mean people walk around carrying spare souls? They do. Souls are packaged in cells, and then they can be used to replenish the life force that is lost due to sudden death, such as in accidents. They do nothing for those who die of old age, though. Distribution of soul cells is based on one's work evaluation, to encourage exemplary performance when fulfilling their duties. Souls as a common resource, and payment for services rendered. The 13th. But that's not good. The Voidsent practice of consuming others for their aether comes to mind, and similarly, I expect that the act comes with some risk. Zero. Well, yeah, when two souls inhabited the same body, they become amalgamations. No longer distinguishable from each other. They lose their individuality. Doesn't it dilute your sense of self? Yeah, exactly. Doesn't it dilute your sense of self? That is prevented through memory management, the process in which regulators also play a role.
Memory management? And the reason everyone has forgotten Namika's existence.
The regulators are constantly recording the memories of their wearer, so if they should suddenly die, their memories can be refreshed as part of the restoration process. This is how they preserve one's identity and sense of self. However, the regulators are also triggered when someone else dies. Reason being is that regulators forcibly extract memories relating to the deceased from anyone wearing one.
Why would they do such a thing? It's a kindness bestowed upon the people by Everkeep's core system, so that no one has to suffer the pain of loss. So this is what they meant by their memories being in the cloud.
Indeed. All memories of the deceased are wiped from their minds of the people and archived in this system. It's a frightening function of the regulators, and an integral step in soul cell production. All this explanation is going to be horrid. You see, when a person dies of natural causes, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. What we saw them doing in Tulialaw, the soul and memories, two separate bubbles. The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. Oh, this also is proving that theory that the soul's made up of memories and a soul. But without the memories, the soul isn't the same, like the cycle of rebirth that happens in the source. That it's the same soul that gets reborn, but the memories aren't the same, so they're not the same person. But in this case... Oh.
Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system to be remembered forever. And this is why people are happy here. On its surface, it's similar to the Gyokui philosophy, but I see nothing noble or comforting in it.
Well, it doesn't seem so terrible to me, personally. It all comes down to what you're used to, I suppose. Like the barrier encasing Alexandria, this system was created to overcome the calamity that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. Because if they went through a whole calamity that was gonna be rejoined with the source, they would have been essentially cut off from the cycle of rebirth, meaning their souls would have gotten true deaths, and nothing would be born with a soul. So they did this to overcome that. Okay. Amidst the mounting death toll, scientists used Electrope to devise a means to save what lives they could, so that the nation could endure.
I understand the people of Alexandria did what they believed was best to save their people. I just find it hard to believe that Turali would accept this way of living. It came as a shock to us as well. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. Which is why the use of regulators was never compulsory. The people have always been free to go without them if they so wish. Sphene didn't strike me as the sort of ruler to impose her will on others. Oh, so you've already met? She's the one who suggested we come to the Thunderyards in the first place. She also said she wants to help us stop Zoraija. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction, and to speak so candidly as well. Whatever her motives, she has given the people a choice. Live with the risk of true death, or the security of the regulators. Everything that lives must someday die. That is the natural order of things. Quite right. But however you feel about them, it would be easier to understand what the regulators are capable of if you saw it for yourself. I know just the person to show you, and as luck would have it, they should be starting work right about now. Who are we going to see exactly? Come with me and you'll find out. I like this music, but it's still... Your name is Nostalgia. I'm gonna leave you alone. Your name is Nostalgia. That's weird. To the east? Huh. Maybe we'll go over there soon. How many do we have in the area now? 3. Everyone here? Good. It is the responsibility of the Thunderyards hunters to fell any fiends found wandering the area. We're to meet an acquaintance of mine, Strika, one of the hunters. More east. Kafkia? What are you doing here? I'm with so many friends. Apologies for the interruption, but I was hoping they might observe you all at work. Hunting, you mean? That's fine, I guess. Hold on. I assumed they were wearing special regulators like Queen Sphene's crown, but they aren't wearing anything at all. It's much too dangerous to be here without one. What if they're struck by lightning or attacked by beasts? I can assure you they're all quite capable of looking after themselves. If anything should go amiss, I will take full responsibility. Well, don't say I didn't warn you. Dangerous side, there isn't really much to see. Kafkia, you said you were a hunter. But wouldn't it be easier for those mechanical soldiers to guard this place? It would, if not for the fact they're weak to lightning. The Thunderyard being what it is, they've been ordered to steer clear. Some good they are, eh? But these facilities are vital for the upkeep of Alexandria's infrastructure, so it falls to hunters like me to deal with any fiends. Given the danger, we're well compensated for our work. It's a perfect profession for anyone looking to build up savings. The special selection of souls for hunters isn't terrible either. I brought this lot here to see this danger you speak of, if it's not too much trouble to ask. Ah, of course. In which case, it'd be a shame to waste my efforts on just any old beast. Y'all can handle yourselves in a fight, right? If you caused a ruckus slaying what critters you see nearby, there's a chance you'll draw out something worthy of a demonstration. Okay. I'm not sure I understand, but I suppose we should each slay what we can. I'm looking forward to doing Stardiver and getting Starcross. It's gonna be cool. Awesome. Starcross went super hard. That was really cool. I did Dragonfire at the same time, so it looked like I just did a huge explosion. Well, let's see. What's gonna happen here? Oh, that thing looks weird. This one'll do nicely. We'll help you. It's fine, really. I've faced worse. Just watch. I don't like the look of this. Let us help. Oh no! Look out! Ah! Preserve. She needs healing. Oh, she don't. We all already been explained this. This shouldn't come as a surprise. Why are we acting surprised? That was embarrassing. Bastard caught me off guard. Are you mad? Seriously, let us help. I told you not to worry. This will only take a moment. Oh. Just like Zoralja. Come on, let's get out of here. There's also a function of... That's also a function of the regulator. Seems so. I think I understand now how Zoralja was able to return from the dead and defeat Papa. But I'm not sure what we saw there at the end there. As soon as the regulator turned red, it was as if you were possessed. Your movements became beast-like. Don't tell me. You empowered yourself with the soul of a beast? I'm reminded of the Serpentine soldier we encountered at Vanguard who did the same. So you've crossed paths with one of our king's elite. Such a form can only be achieved from gorging yourself on souls. We could do the same in theory, but it's incredibly dangerous. Besides, it's not as if they allow hunters to carry that many souls to begin with. Well, I should be getting back to work. Take care. Consuming the soul of an animal? That's weird. And there you have it. Regulators can be loaded with two kinds of souls. Those of people and those of beasts. The souls of people can be used to grant the user preternatural strength. Naturally, they can also be used to ensure no one suffers an untimely death. And what about the souls of the beasts? They work much in the same fashion, imbuing you with the strength of the chosen animal. If, for example, you used the soul of a wolf, you would grow more agile and feral, like you saw with Strika. Using several of the same type at once, however, would result in physical changes. Your teeth might become fangs, your nails claws. Too many, and you'll become more beast than man. Changing one's form through the souls of other beings becomes more and more reminiscent of the Void Scent. Yet unlike the Void, where the cycle of death and rebirth is simply broken, souls here are forcibly taken before they might reach the ethereal sea, different means to achieve similar ends. A cycle to which all within the dome are bound. This is wrong. This is all wrong. It is indeed hard to accept, being so far removed from our own beliefs. Perhaps more shocking is that the technology to achieve all this was developed hundreds of years ago. The civilization and the reflections are surprising indeed. Okay.
I need to take a small break. But I will be back shortly. Give me one moment. Hello, I'm back. I'm sorry about that delay. That took longer than expected. But I'm back. Let's continue the main story here. Well, we all have our thoughts on souls. For now, the important thing is we know what power Zoraija has at his disposal. It is one thing to separate corporeal aether from incorporeal aether. To strip memories from the soul entirely is unprecedented technology. This is no longer only Tuliola's concern. With his newfound power, Zoraija has become a real threat to the entire world. Indeed, he has to be stopped, no matter the cost. Worthy of a soul. Dome Breaker. There's not a... What? There's not a title associated with reaching a level 100 lance? That's sad. I trust you've gained an insight into the use of souls in Alexandria? It's shocking. I know. I was overwhelmed myself at first. I expect you'll need some time to digest it all, but for now, let's head back to the Earth and Sky. At this rate... There's something I want to discuss with everyone. Let's take a moment before we head into the tunnel. Interesting. Okay. We've got some questions, comments, and concerns. Ow. I want to go find this other one. Southeast. Be up there. Maybe. I just see there's a ridge, so the likelihood of it being on the ridge is quite high. Northeast. Up there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, no, we never would have seen that. We didn't come out this far. We had to go actively pursuing this if we wanted it. So we did. Okay. Any other ones? This south. Like straight south? Okay, we'll do that too. Straight south is also possible. How far south? In there? Maybe? There's a little bit here to the edge, though. Ah, look at that. I guessed right. I was gonna check both, but we got the right one the first try. Okay. So now back to the other place. The cave entrance. Unless there's another one? No. I think that's... yeah, that's the same one that we looked at before. Oh, hey. There's blue quests over here. We should do those when we get the next opportunity. Whenever we're back in that town, we'll go look for it.
I'm sorry for delaying us, but I have some thoughts I need to share. In both technology and values, it's plain there's a wide gulf between Tuliolal and Alexandria. And while Zoraija knows everything about us, we know hardly anything about what he's become.
Indeed. We haven't even seen what lies within that enormous tower, Everkeep.
So, here, I'd like to make a proposal. That is, we work with Kafkicha and her people. We need to learn as much as we can about the enemy. The quickest way would be to join hands with Oblivion. We've only just met them, I know, and we shouldn't be too quick to trust. But the fact remains that they share our desire to stop Zoraija.
Sabine too claims to be at odds with the King of Resolve. May I ask why you would cooperate with Oblivion instead?
It's simple, really. Their leader is Erenville's mom. Meanwhile, whatever Sabine may feel, she's a ruler of this nation. There's a greater risk in working with her, and less reason to take her at her word.
A fair point. And knowing Zoraija, we must assume that his arrangement with Sabine was not made without some consideration.
All I know is that it would be heartening to have allies in this strange realm. I think everyone would agree that any help we can get would be welcome.
Hold on. There's no guarantee that it's actually my mother behind the machine. Without seeing her in the flesh, we can't rule out the possibility of a ploy. If it turns out to be a trap, we're endangering not only ourselves, but everyone in Tuliolal.
You say as we have no proof that it really is Kafkia. But I make a proposal in full awareness of this. Whether we're going to war or striving for peace, we need to learn as much as we can. Otherwise, we can't hope to do anything meaningful. As it stands, we know too little about this realm. We need to remedy that. We need to study the enemy, and when the time comes, strike down Zoraija for good and all. What's more, I trust you, Erenville. You've always had great instincts, honed from your time training under your mother. What if I'm wrong? What if sentiment is clouding my judgment?
If it's a trap, then we'll deal with it when it's sprung.
That's always the way of it with you. Fine. If you're set on this, then I'll say no more. Then it's settled. Let's head inside and secure ourselves some new allies.
Okay. New allies.
Kafkia, there's something I need to tell you and your people. We came here for no other reason than to strike down Zoraija.
But I thought he was your brother. Do you really mean to kill your own kin?
My kin invaded our nation and murdered our people. As vow of resolve, it falls to me to bring him to account. I am prepared to do what I must, and I won't hesitate when the time comes. Like us, you and yours oppose Zoraija. In light of this, I propose that we work together to stop him once and for all. I realize that this is sudden, that it's a gamble to trust someone you've only just met. But I would trust in the conviction of anyone who shares my goal. So fight with me, I beg you. As you say, our goals align, and I don't doubt your resolve in the least. If you hadn't proposed working together, I would have done so instead. Truth be told, it's been tough going at it alone. While we've gathered ample intelligence, we don't have the strength to take decisive action. Besides, how could we not trust you? My only son is with you. My fussy little bun-bun. He's all the reason I need. Then it's decided. Here's to a fruitful collaboration. Thank you, Kafkiha. Everyone. Together we'll achieve great things. I'm sure of it. Then let's not waste any time. We've been wondering about Zoralja's whereabouts. Is there a place inside that tower? Is there a palace inside that tower?
After a fashion. The king resides on the utmost level, while the queen, Supine, has a penchant for going out in public. He seldom shows himself. What's more, his movements are highly classified. Not even his commanders are privy to that information. If anyone knows where he is at any given time, it could only be the queen.
Even if we don't know his whereabouts, Zoralja will eventually march on Tuliolaw again. That's when we can go after him. The drawback is we'd have to wait for the invasion to happen. Innocents would be put in harm's way. There's also the possibility that he'll leave everything to his minions and not command the army in person. No. He'll take to the field. What makes you so certain? My brother has always yearned to surpass our father. That's why he attacked Tuliolaw. After waiting for 30 years, the first thing he wanted to do was demonstrate his newfound strength. But killing Papa didn't satisfy him, so now he's bent on proving himself stronger than me and Koana, who bested him in the right of succession. He challenged me to strike him down. He wants a duel to show everyone that he's superior to Dawn's servant, and he won't let his minions deprive him of the pleasure. Then why hasn't he appeared and given you your chance? Surely he's aware of your presence here. That I can only guess. Perhaps he wants to dazzle us with his wondrous realm. But if he won't deign to appear, then we'll force him to do so.
Force him?
Even as we gather intelligence, we make no move to attack him. Show absolutely no interest in a confrontation. Knowing him, he'll tire of waiting and turn his attention to Koana instead. He'll attack Tuliolaw again, like he said he would. I see. If you believe this is the best approach, then we have no objections. Any campaign against Tuliolaw requires that Zoralja lead his forces through Vanguard. We'll have lookouts keep an eye on it day and night. Such a strategy is certainly viable. If we're proceeding with it, though, we should warn those outside. Indeed, they'll need time to prepare their defenses.
I should be glad to coordinate our efforts. I'm already in regular contact with Histola, and we'll make sure to keep our comrades apprised of developments. You can leave the vanguard to us. We'll send word at the first sign of movement.
It seems we have a plan. While we wait for Zoralja to move, you do well to prepare for battle, and it begins with familiarizing yourself with the technology that empowers him. To that end, I'll show you to Oblivion's main headquarters. Oh? I thought this place was it. You'll be impressed to know that we're located right inside the tower, in the residential district of Solution 9. hiding a tree in the forest, as it were. The only question is how to get you through the checkpoint. Ah, about that. Safine said she'd make it so we could enter without issue. She did. Curious. She's not supposed to have such authority over the sentries. If I recall correctly, her words were that she would register us as guests. I see. Perhaps we're in the clear then. When you're ready, come and meet me at the tower's entrance.
Before you head out, give us a moment to introduce ourselves properly, eh? After all, names are good to know when working together. While Oblivion has operatives all over, we're the main crew here. I'm Geode, leader of this hideout. And the dependable young twins behind me are Nostalgia and Wayakwe.
I'm Nostalgia. It's a pleasure to meet you. My sister and I were born and raised inside the barrier. We've been with Oblivion for 3 years, and our main duties are surveillance and provisioning. Twins, eh? That explains the resemblance. Wayakwe is a Tonawatwin name, unless I'm mistaken. That's right. Our mother is Tuliolon, and our father is Alexandrian. They wanted to honor both cultures. They're beautiful names. Thank you. Though I have no memories of my mother, I'd like to think that I carry a part of her with me. So what made you decide to join Oblivion? We wanted to avenge our father. Ambrose was his name, and years ago, he was taken away after a scuffle with a soldier over disagreement. It was a minor incident, so at first we clung to the hope that he'd be released. But when months went by with no word from or about him, we made the decision to remove our regulators. We had already lost the memories of our mother. We didn't want to lose those of our father as well. They've all forgotten about him now, everyone who had known him. That bastard. Even here, he thinks nothing of his own people. Sometime later, we were approached by a member of Oblivion. Hoping to get justice for our father, we joined the Order. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to darken the mood. No. I appreciate you sharing this. Together, we'll avenge your father. Thank you. Something tells me you have what it takes. You introduce yourself too. Go on.
Oh, give me a moment.
Sorry. It's pretty much the same story for me. And while mine is a Tonawatvan name, I haven't the faintest of how things are outside the barrier. It's my dream to go and see it with my own eyes. Our mother's homeland. Once peace is restored, you must come and visit. The wilds are beautiful, the food delicious, and everyone's so nice. You'll love it.
And that's us here. You'll meet the others in the back room. That's our headquarters. Some of them are a little eccentric, but they have good hearts, all. Ah, Aleneshpia. One last thing. It isn't exactly my place to say this, but thank you for seeking out Kafkia. She talks about you so much. It's clear how important you are to her. That's all. Be good to your mother while you still can, eh? Well, we'll let you go now. Feel free to use this hideout as you like. Meanwhile, in Everkeep. Ooh, souls. Oh, that's so messed up. Let me guess. Sphene is not good. Who would have guessed?
You've been consulting with Wook Lamont. No matter. I do not know what you are scheming. But when your realm lay on the brink, you were powerless. You had no choice but to turn to me. Whatever sentiment you may feel for her, it is my power you require. Is it not?
What?
Perhaps. And yet, knowing the love that Wook Lamont bears for her people, how she regards them all as kin, I cannot help but wish to spare her the same pain I have suffered. What's more, her friends possess new knowledge. Were we to work together, we might find another path. I know you're loath to consider it, but is there no hope for peace with Tuliolo? What we've already done may be unforgivable, but it needn't continue. You needn't kill your brother and sister.
I slew my only flesh and blood. Yet you attempt to sway me with an appeal to family. The memory of my father's final moments still fills me with disappointment. Age came for him before I did. For long years, I sought to prove the miracle. And weak as he was, defeating him achieved nothing. To kill them is my only recourse. Wook Lamont and Kona, who bested him as he was in his prime.
They are still your siblings, even if not by blood. That such bonds should mean so little to you.
I am bound to no one. Serve none save myself. I made that clear when first you spoke to me in the Golden City. Remember, I can easily kill your beloved family. If you would protect them, cast aside any foolish notions. Your wisdom and abilities are valuable insofar as our goals align. So think well before you act, Queen of Reason. Wook Lamont, If you are Father's worthy successor, then you will find your way to me. But should you fall short, I will lay waste to Tuli Yolal.
Ugh.
What now?
Sabine has definitely good intentions. The problem is the culture is not one that we really can keep together.
Right. Oh, Kicha is waiting. Let's head to the tower.
Does this have a different symbol? Hold on, I want to look at this. They do have a different symbol. That's weird. I mean, it makes sense. But it is odd. Oh, hey, yeah, we should do these. Let's do these really quick. Because these are going to be important. Alright, how many do we have? We have 5 green. We have no yellow.
Pardon me, adventurer, but might I trouble you to lend me your aid? I found myself in a rather troublesome predicament. Earlier today, we were sent a soldier and asked to test out its improved combat functionality. I asked a hunter to take it out on patrol, but not long after, I'd lost contact with them completely. I know the signal was weak out there, but I can't help but worry something might have gone terribly wrong. From the look of you, you can handle your fair share of danger, yes? Could you go out to the Thunder Guards and see if you can find them for me?
Okay. And this one? What does this one want? Juice.
Oh, Shallow, what am I going to do with you? I keep telling you to take a hunter with you when you leave town. Well, if it isn't Her Majesty's guest. Did you enjoy your tour of Yupi's Halo? I was told you even helped a set of water distribution systems to rights. You know, I could really use someone with your talents right about now. The woman in charge of that very farm just left for the wilderness without a bodyguard. Seems to me she's investigating something, but that's no reason to put herself in danger. Last I heard, she was seen walking up the hill to the east of the farm. Could you go and make sure she's alright? Oh, what a relief. You're looking for a young Shatona by the name of Shalauki. Off you go, now, off you go, and thank you, dear.
Okay. Where am I going? Oh, they're like right next to each other. Perfect. Perfect. Oh, but they're both atop the ridge. Never mind, it's gonna take forever. Because I gotta go the long way around. Ugh. Alright. We'll go the long way around. And then we'll be entering Solution 9. Which is, I believe, gonna be a new area. I mean, it's probably a new area, right? It makes sense if it's a new area. Now, where's the first one? Which one's this? Stress testing. And Auntie knows best. This is stress testing. This is the hunter with the robot. And the robot went feral. Who would have guessed? Well, this thing's level 100. You saved my life. For a moment there, I thought I'd have to use my regulator. Now I somehow doubt an adventurer like you just so happened to be passing through. That researcher sent you to find me, didn't he? I'd better head back to explain what happened. You may as well come and join me. I'm sure you want to know you're safe. Well, give me a bit. I'll be there after I complete this other objective right next to you. I think the rest of the map is on the other side of that wall. And if that's true, then I can't wait to see what it's like over there. Awesome. I like Starcross. It's cool. It's an extra OGCD. Just what I love. OGCD spam. That's like my class identity. Ah, gods be good. That was the last of my soul cells. I could have really died there. Thanks for your help, by the way. So, what brings you out here to the middle of nowhere? Auntie Nakente sent you after me. That makes two people who've just saved my life, then. Would you mind coming with me to see her? I want her to know that I'm safe and grateful besides. Alright, back to the outskirts to collect our 2 Aether Currents. Yippee. Yippee! Oh, somebody's over there with the wings. Also, that's cool. But look, it's the wings. They look so cool. Oh, I want those. Where am I going? Right. I want the wings. The hunter told me everything. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for taking such swift action. These soldiers require energy gathered from lightning, and yet lightning also proves to be their weakness. Apparently I took a nasty jolt in the Thunder Yards and went berserk. Honestly, why are they tinkering with the offensive output when they could be correcting this glaring flaw in the design? Rest assured, the engineer in charge will hear all about this in my report. Sorry for the trouble. I hope the small token will suffice as compensation. I knew going into Dawntrail that the extreme trial mounts were wings. I just didn't know what the extreme trials were. Welcome back, dear. I can't thank you enough for rescuing this poor, reckless fool of a girl. You're not a child anymore, Shallow. Act your age. Now, what do you say to the kind stranger who saved your life? I know I already told you once before, but thank you, truly. I'm Shaloauchi, and I'm in charge of UPA's Halo. To tell the truth, I'm still learning how everything works. I used to be an electrop engineer, but for some reason the government reassigned me. And I'm Nakente, the farm's coin keeper, or resident nag, depending on who you ask. Might we get your name, hero? Call him a. Call. Rolls right off the tongue, doesn't it? That's a name you best not forget, Shallow. You'd be dead were it not for him. Now, why in the world would you leave the safety of the outskirts all by yourself? You've been acting so strange of late. It's clear you're hiding something, so what is it? There really is no getting anything past you, is there? Fine, I'll explain, but you have to promise to keep it a secret for now, alright? What is it? The truth is, I noticed that the farm's harvests have been shrinking year over year, and I can't for the life of me figure out why. The staff are all doing great work, and as a former engineer, I can say for certain that the equipment is all in proper working order. I even checked the pylons, and the readout was totally normal. But I know there's a problem, and the longer we wait, the worse it will get. In a few years, the crops may stop growing entirely. Something has to be done.
Well, it sounds serious. I appreciate that you're taking the initiative to solve it. But I worry about you, Shallow. I can't have you putting your life in danger. Call, would you be willing to help her look into the matter? As an outsider, your idea of normal is sure to be different from ours. I reckon a fresh set of eyes will be able to spot something we can't. She's right. I could certainly use an unbiased perspective. Would you please help me, Cole? Okay. Right then, with that settled, I think what you two need now is a good meal. Have a seat and your Auntie Nakente will fix you some fresh veggies. Another time. Because right now I gotta go save the world. Again. Alright. Oh, where are we going? This way? Seemingly? Oh, look, that's the other side of the wall. Can you just go? Or is it blocked off? You can. You could just go. It's the other side of the wall. Huh. This is interesting. That's like an arena. Spire of Trial? Weird. Something over there. There's like a castle over there. That looks cool. We'll have to get to that eventually, because I don't think we'll get to that now, and I don't really want to go off and explore it while we'll probably have story that's going to have us go over there anyways. It is interesting, though, that it's not, like, blocked off. You could just go straight there. That's interesting. Alright, before entering here, I need to use the bathroom really briefly. So give me one moment.
ever keep. A tower of electro piercing a perpetual shroud of storm clouds. Occupying the 9th level of this 12-tiered structure is a residential district called Solution 9. In so naming their home, what hopes did its founders harbor for it? And did it prove the answer they sought?
Spectacular, isn't it? There are more districts throughout the tower, including industrial ones, but Solution 9 is the largest.
Just being here makes my head spin.
Perfectly natural reaction. A city of shimmering electrope, replete with strange technologies that cater to every conceivable need. We never dreamed the life back home in Tuliolo. Now, while I go and explain the situation to those in the back room, why don't I take a moment to explore? I believe lived experiences are far more educational than dry explanations. And you want to know more about Phoenix Neurologist Dominion, do you not?
I had a feeling you'd be keen.
Just to confirm, while we have been allowed inside, are we also permitted to roam?
Absolutely. As being registered guests, you'll find you're exempt from the sentry scrutiny. Ah, the elevator to the uppermost level. I wouldn't go near that. But other areas should be fine provided you act like you belong.
All right then, we'll show ourselves around.
Yes. Familiarizing ourselves with the technology here will help us prepare for the battles to come.
Try not to enjoy yourselves too much, or you're liable to attract attention.
Once you've explored to your satisfaction, come to the entrance to True View in the eastern sector. The way from there is a little complicated, so I'll send someone to guide you.
Understood. We'll see you later. I shall speak with the residents. Perhaps one of them will recognize the earring.
What's with this place? How can this all be the inside of a tower?
So, what aren't you telling me? Where are you?
That, I can't reveal yet. Precautions, you understand. Just know that I'm safe. But come, tell me about your adventurer friend. You seem to have a great deal of faith in him. You must have been through a lot together.
You might say that. For instance, we found the entrance to the Golden City.
Wait, what? You did? Elishpia, why didn't you mention this sooner?
You want to explore together? It's not that I'm scared or anything. Everything is just so different from home, is all.
Ah, my mic. I undid the wrong one. Now I'm speaking. That's not great. I mean, I really didn't say much, to be honest. I just did the robot voice outside. And Sphene, yeah, no, not much really happened. That was all voiced anyways, so sorry about that. I unmuted the wrong audio track is all. My bad. I thought we got rid of this Wuklamot, the precarious and like cat-like one. Tower inside a tower. I see it, but I still can't believe it. For now, I say we proceed straight ahead. If we feel like we're getting lost, we can always turn around and go back the way we came. I would have thought there'd be more people here. Considering this is, like, the city. Well, unless this place is, like, massive. Oh, it is. This place is massive. Okay, I see. That's an Aethernet shard? That's cool looking. Everybody's gonna be over there. That's where the market board is. Maybe. This place is cool. This place is very cool. And the music is chill. Ugh, crossroads already? This place is too much. I have no idea where I should go. Right, I've made up my mind. Let's head to that building there. Wait, I got a tune. Man, that's a big hole. Gotta make sure I don't miss any of the Aethernets. Whoa.
Ah! There you are! Lamati!
Oh. Sphene.
Sphene!
I was worried you might have had trouble at the checkpoint, but I see everything went according to plan.
Well, that's thanks to you.
Now, I know you've scarcely arrived, but I have a request to make of you.
Oh, a request, you say?
Yes, an important one.
Walks away.
I'll say it plain. I want you to make peace with Zeralja.
What? I thought you said you weren't on his side.
We have come no closer to seeing eye to eye, nor do I condone his methods. Be that as it may, I don't want you to fight him. I don't want you to regret a decision made in anger and haste. Unequipped with regulators as you are, the risk is too great.
You and your regulator. Everybody fears for safety because you don't have a regulator.
I appreciate your concern, but you ask the impossible. Zeralja murdered...
Oh, dang it. I didn't even click a...
I know you love your people too. And so you must understand how I feel. Why I cannot, will not back down.
I do understand. All too well. Let me say only this then. Zoraljah will use any means to win. If you would protect your people, return to them at once and prepare. Prepare as best you can. It may ring hollow coming from the queen of an enemy nation. But unlike me, you still have the power to determine your own fate.
You really are a curious one. Look, you needn't worry for us. We have dependable comrades holding the fort in Tulihyolal. They'll keep everyone safe, so we can devote our attention to affairs here.
Please.
I won't yield on this either.
So you have comrades on whom you can rely. I envy you.
You know, we'd like to learn more about you.
About me?
That's what she said.
To be frank, we're still not sure whether or not you're trustworthy. So, if you have a moment, would you show us around the district? That way, we can get to know you better.
You're asking me, the Queen, to show you around? Oh, but I jest. I'm flattered that you've taken an interest in me. Very well. I shall be your guide. You're my guests, after all, and teaching you about my realm would be a pleasure in and of itself. If you like, I can introduce you to my citizens, too. I consider them family, as you do yours.
By all means, we're in your capable hands.
That you are. This will be an enjoyable and enlightening tour, I promise.
One I am going to be scanning as cautiously as I can.
Let's begin then, shall we? I must say I'm really grateful. This place is so vast and confusing. I didn't even know where to begin. While the district may seem daunting in size and structure, all the key facilities are situated near ley nodes, what you call aetherites. Remember this and you won't lose your way. Now then, seeing as it's right here, I'll show you the Nexus arcade first. Please follow me.
Okay. I'll play along. Still don't trust her. Ah, this place is cool.
This complex is home to all manner of shops, from food and daily necessities to technological conveniences. You can find most everything here. Everkeep's interior is vast, as you've observed. This arcade makes it possible for people to acquire what they need in one centralized location. Amazing! But how do you get to the upper levels? I don't see stairs. You see the glowing pattern over yonder? That is an automatic conveyor. Such contraptions are found throughout Everkeep, allowing us to swiftly move between faraway places. That will spare us some walking. Are they also made from that strange metal? What's it? Yes, the conveyors are powered by electro. As a matter of fact, the ore is integrated into just about everything in Everkeep, even the floors and walls. By etching arcane circuits upon it, electrope can be used to convert lightning and energy to those of other elements. In doing so, we achieve various effects. For instance, a conversion to wind produces flotation, which is required for the propulsion of our flying vehicles. A conversion to fire, meanwhile, produces light and heat, and it is employed in devices such as street lamps and heaters. There are even self-heating cups that keep your drinks warm. You can make a drink cold if you convert it. Can you make a drink cold if you convert it to ice instead? You certainly can. Our vending machines do just that. What's more, multiple energies can also be combined to produce some clever effects. For instance, by manipulating the air with wind, while projecting light with lighting, it's possible to alter one's appearance.
The glamour.
It's almost scary what you do with electrope. If such a wondrous material existed in our world, I imagine everyone would be fighting over it. This shop over here. What does it sell? Ah, yes. Let's go and take a look. I dare say you will find it interesting.
Huh? What? Ooh, there's people here. Ooh, there's a lot of people here. The music's pretty good. Hey, there's a lot of people here. People vibing out in this area, huh?
This shop sells food. Those are the items on the counter. That's food? I can't imagine what they taste like. I thought you might be surprised. Your countrymen were too in the beginning. Come, you must sample something. Choose one and I'll purchase it.
Welcome, friends. How lucky you are for Her Majesty to treat you. The 5 items on display are most popular. I recommend one of them if it's your first time. Select an item that interests you. Slab of pink hexagons, liquid-filled pouch, long rectangular bar, hexagon patterned bag, black and yellow tin. What's in the bag? Ah yes, the salad paste. This is designed for those who are concerned about their figure. With its blend of 9 varieties of vegetables, it'll help you efforts to slim down. Fashion models swear by it, and youths can't get enough of the stuff either. No. This here is cultivated steak. It's not quite the same as the real thing they produce in the outskirts, but it's a sight more affordable. This particular product is known as Gold Label, and it's a delicious hybrid of beef and chicken grown at the plant on the 4th level. Fake beef and chicken? Nah. It's the bar. Keen on the perfect meal bar, are you? It's all the nutrients your body needs packed into a single foodstuff. The flavor is formulated to never taste dull, and one bar will satisfy you for a whole day. Many folk prefer this to taking multiple meals. That's weird. It's the hexagons. I want to save the milk bag for last. The synthetic fruit pellets. They're our best approximation of the taste and texture of a grape.
I've never tried the real fruit, so I can't say how faithful they are, but there's no denying their popularity. That's depressing. What's in the pouch? Ah, the revivifying tonic. I take it you're thirsty. The flavor is a sublime blend of sweet and salty. It stays fresh over 10 years thanks to the specialty container. It's Gatorade. I guess I'll take the bar. The bar. Let's see. It's honestly kind of realistic for an adventure, right? 1 bar for a whole day? That's pretty good. While they're all very tempting, I'm gonna have the steak. I'm absolutely starving. Thanks for your custom. This being Her Majesty's treat, it's bound to taste all the better. Say, would you mind sampling your selections here and now? It's been a long time since we had newcomers. I'd love to see your reactions. Oh boy. This is a great chance to learn about Alexandrian culture, Call. Let's dig in. Time to eat the bar. Alright, here I go. Following Wiklamat's lead, you sample your selection. The bar. Oh, amazing! I've never had any meat like this before. It's tender like chicken, but flavorsome like runnock. And the spices give it just the right amount of kick. I could eat this every day. Oh, it was good. I was worried. Ha! Don't mind them. They're just happy to see your honest reaction. And how about you? It's fantastic. It's pretty good. It's interesting. Well, I don't know. What is it? It's pretty good. It's always such a pleasure. My thanks for humoring me. This does take me back. Though it was chaotic when the people of Tuliolao first arrived, we endeavored to learn about one another and embraced our differences. Ah, right. What about you, Safine? Aren't you having something to eat too? I appreciate the thought, but I'm fine for now, thank you. Alright, but what's your favorite food, if you don't mind me asking? My favorite food? Don't tell me you don't eat. Why do you wish to know this? Because I want to get to know you better. Why else? The more you know someone, the more you grow fond of them. That's what my old man believed, and my experiences have led me to believe the same. My favorite food. She's having like a character arc moment. My favorite food. Is it such a difficult question? Oh. I'm sorry, it's just, when I think of those who labor to bring us the food, I find I can't settle on one thing. I thought I was indecisive, but you're something else. Indecisive? Perhaps I am, but you needn't laugh about it. Oh. Wait. Huh? Wait. Wait a minute. That was a blue-scaled Hubigo. He had the head of a Hubigo, but he was blue. What does that mean? I don't know about you, but I'm satisfied. Let's keep moving. Very well. I was thinking of showing you the residential sector, but it's in part, so I can't... Next, I was thinking of showing you the residential sector, but it's in part, so I can't tend... What is this sentence? But it's in part, so I can tend to personal matters. It's a visitation, to be precise, and I believe it will be education for you as well. Would the two of you mind accompanying me? Not at all. Wonderful. Let me know when you have seen enough here, and we'll make on our way. Ready? Then let's head to the residential sector. It lies to the southwest. As we walk, I would be glad to tell you about any place of interest that we'll come upon. Ah, they're now accompanying me. Air Wheeler Dealer? Wait, what? Huh? What? It's a mount, but it's $7.5 million. Why? Why would they do such a thing? This place is cozy. Oh, this place is super cozy. This is Mosaic, a cafe. Here you can buy drinks to enjoy while you relax. I see. In Tuliolao, there's a similar establishment called Zibrav's Thai. That's seashell in the local tongue. Is there a story behind the name Mosaic? There is. In our continent, the races are named for stones. There's the hewn, who resembles some Tonawata, the tall and graceful Eldite, and the diminutive and affable Milalia. When they are all gathered here, they appear as a mosaic of colors. Thus did the founder choose the name of the cafe. That's nice. If they served tacos here, it'd be perfect. Tacos? A traditional Tarali dish, and one of my favorite foods. You must try it one day. Oh, yes, definitely. We'll make it happen once we've restored peace to Tuliolao. Right, let's continue on. Man, the glamours that you're going to be able to make from all of the stuff that's here is so cool. Like the casual glamours. Just the clothes that everybody's wearing look so cool. They're so casual. I want to dress casually. Wow, this place is massive. We're truly in just a cyberpunk city. This is insane. These are residential areas? Interesting. And here we are. These buildings are where our citizens live. They're massive. Each one is bigger than the palace. They have to be, for just about all Alexandrians have apartments here. Lest you wonder, I'm here to visit some people. Their apartment is in the building to the left here, at residential radius 914. Residential radius? That's right. Come, the door is open automatically. Did they say left or right? No, left. Left. Hey, Sven, can anyone live in this place? Naturally. In fact, many of your countrymen make their homes here as well. No matter your origin or race, occupation or regulator usage, all Alexandrian citizens are eligible for an apartment. And this includes those who you met work in the outskirts. You've taken care of everyone for 30 years. I'm truly grateful. This is the lobby, a common area for residents. I see. And what does that machine there do? Ah, the concierge. They look after the residents. If you require assistance or have questions, they would be glad to assist. Is that so? I've no shortage of questions, but I'll direct them at you for now. By all means, you may consider me your personal concierge. This is the place. A mother and son live here.
It's gonna be Seralja and his... Okay, no, never mind. We're just gonna walk into their house? Also, this is very cold looking. I wouldn't want to live somewhere like this. There's no privacy in the room either. It's just there.
Hello, Isadora. Her Majesty, you came. I have friends with me today. Is that all right? Of course. Friends of the Queen are friends of ours. Please, make yourselves at home.
Oh, just stare. Oh.
How has Milos been? There's been no change, but the symptoms are thankfully mild today. Hey Milos, have you missed me? My son was born with Levin sickness, a severe etheric imbalance towards lightning. As a result, he suffers from paralysis. He cannot walk and struggles to speak. For a blessing, he still has his hearing, and even on bad days he can communicate with his eyes. I see. Safine visits often, doesn't she? Does she? She does. Milo simply adores her. He even sometimes manages to smile when she's here. What of yourself, Isadora? How are you holding up? You needn't worry about me, Your Majesty. You always make time for us, and we have everything we need. I'm glad to hear that, but you mustn't strain yourself, understood? There's nothing you can do for him? Perhaps a treatment with souls, or... Unfortunately, no. While souls can revive those who have met with an accident, they cannot reverse the effects of old age and illness. Truth be told, many children are born like Milos. The illness has existed for generations, but we've been unable to find a cure. The cause is quite clear, though. The excess lightning in the environment. It's no coincidence the number of cases has risen dramatically these past 30 years. It's all my fault.
Huh?
What was that? I'm sorry, Isadora, but I must be going. I promised to make a proper visit next time, with treats to share. There's no need to apologize, Your Majesty. If it weren't for you, Milos and I wouldn't still be here. Thank you, Queen Sphene. It's my pleasure, Milos. I'll be back soon, so be a good boy, for your mother and for me.
Still don't like her. She's got too many unknowns.
My thanks for accompanying me on a visit. The illness is a part of life in Alexandria, and I thought that you should know about it. We'll find a cure one day, mark my words. We'll make it so unfortunate children like Milo smile again.
Ooh, weapon.
Let's continue the tour, shall we? Look, you obviously have duties to attend to, citizens to look after. We can stop here if you like. No. I do this because I want to, so please, do not worry. Next, I'll show you one of the district's most vital facilities, a place called Resolution. To reach it, we'll need to go by way of Lane 9, where the Aetherite is situated.
No, that's the wrong way. Where is the right way? Wow. I got clipped. I should have known it would happen. Huh. Interesting.
The conveyor ahead will transport you to the government sector, where Resolution is located. The markings on the conveyor indicate its direction, and there's a pair just like it on the other side. Is it safe? Extremely. There's no need to be afraid. Who said I was afraid? Come on, Call.
Whoa. Whoa. I wasn't expecting to dematerialize. Man, this place is cool looking. And the music's great.
And here we are, Resolution, the operational heart of Solution 9. From Resolution, we oversee the running of the district and provide essential services to citizens, such as welfare support and job introductions. It's quicker to show than tell, so let's proceed inside.
It's a government building.
Strange contraptions everywhere you look. What's that?
What is that?
An infusion station. It dispenses souls in exchange for credits.
Oh. Oh.
Through hard work, citizens can obtain the peace of mind provided by spare souls. It's the way of life for Alexandrians, and has been for quite some time. But I imagine it must be difficult for outsiders to comprehend.
Yeah, because realistically, it's just a safety measure. But if life is so safe, what's the point? You're just eating souls for no reason. You're gonna die of old age. It's not like you live eternally. And you're just preventing the occasional accident.
That's putting it lightly. To be honest, it sounds disturbing.
But how often are you in an accident to begin with?
Still, I won't dismiss it out of hand. Practices like these don't arise from nothing. There's a reason why your culture is the way it is, and I'd like to understand. Won't you tell us some of your realm's history?
Maybe that will shed a light on why they needed this. With knowledge come appreciation.
Very well. Be warned, though, that it may take a while.
Okay.
In the distant past, over 1,000 years ago, it's said, lightning energy began to swell in our world. According to ancient records that date back around 8 centuries, the rainy season spanned a quarter of the year, during which time severe thunderstorms ravaged the land. 4 centuries later, this season had lengthened to nearly half the year.
Yikes.
The trend continued, with our ancestors spending longer and longer languishing beneath storm clouds. Crops failed and livestock starved. But amidst this growing desperation, a miraculous material was discovered that promised salvation: electrope.
The stuff that's used everywhere here.
Indeed. One day, when out inspecting a forest after lightning had caused a fire, a villager came upon a curious black ore none had seen before. Testing revealed that the ore possessed a singular property. It could store lightning and convert it to other energies. In that instant, the scourge of endless storms became a blessing. Dubbed electrope, the ore found use in myriad inventions and dramatically improved people's lives. So much so, in fact, that all nations soon became dependent upon it, despite the difficulty of obtaining it in quantity. Supply was chronically scarce, and when nations couldn't meet their needs with their own deposits, some resorted to taking electrope from others. Fighting was isolated and sporadic until electrope came to be used in warfare. First in the weaponry of invaders, then in the countermeasures of defenders, and then in every aspect of combat where an advantage might be had. This served only to exacerbate the ore shortage, leading to further escalation. Before long, the entire world was engulfed in a terrible war known as the Storm Surge. As the war came to a head, Alexandria's neighbor, Lindblum, committed its stores of electrope to the production of a weapon of mass destruction.
Oh.
They deployed it on the front lines and triggered a calamity of frightful magnitude. Not even their own scientists had anticipated the force of the lightning that was unleashed. The energy inundated the entire continent, laying it to waste.
So that's how your world came to be this way.
And put him under the flood of light, just like the flood of darkness. Sounds an awful lot like an umbral calamity.
You truly know a great many things that I don't. I should like to learn about you too sometime. But to continue the tale, the people of Alexandria had already lost much to the war. They lost almost everything else to the Levin. Those who survived bore deep scars, tormented by the memory of loved ones taken too soon. Though they yet lived, the cruel spectre of death was with them always. Seeking a solution, our scientists turned once more to Electrope, and after extensive research, they developed the means to preserve memory and soul. Physical death isn't the end. So long as our memories endure, we may live on. This belief sustained us then, and it sustains us now, granting us comfort.
I don't know if it would be the same as it is now, though. Because the sentiment involves remembering.
Quite a tale.
The sentiment of memories not being lost is memories being remembered, not memories being stored in some library and nobody knowing what's in the library.
Your Majesty, help me! I beg you, help me!
What's the matter?
I've got no souls left. Not a single one! But the lot at Soul Supply refused to give me any! Please, you must do something!
My apologies, Your Majesty. This man, he does no work. Instead, he drinks his days away on Trueview. He has only himself to blame if he has no credits for souls.
That's not true! I'm a fighter at the Arcadian. Or rather, I was. I haven't been allowed to fight because of the King's decree. It isn't my choice.
I see. You're a brave warrior of the arena. I want to help you, I sincerely do. But I cannot give you preferential treatment.
Then open up the Arcadian again, so I can fight!
I'm sorry, but that's not my decision to make. The king requires feral souls for war. He doesn't wish for them to be expended on amusements.
You're useless! A queen in naught but name!
Insolent wretch! How dare you take that tone with Her Majesty?
It's quite all right. Such things don't bother me, nor do I think ill of this man. Hear me. Though I cannot grant you a soul, I mean it when I say I want you to live. I love all of you equally, dearly. You are as family to me, and it pains me to see you deny yourself hope. I want you to find a happiness all your own, even if you must grow it from the smallest seed of joy. Out there, somewhere, is a reason for you to smile again.
Nah, she's on
We
about.
all need to vent our frustrations from time to time.
She's
I will
doing.
always be willing to lend an ear.
It's too much. It's too look at how good she is. She's poster child. No despair, hope. It's at this point
Yes, Mum. Of course.
You can tell it's the guise of good intention, but in reality, it's messed up.
Even without a spare soul, I suppose I'm fine as long as I stay in Solution 9.
Something about her is messed up, and we don't know what, because obviously she hasn't revealed it, but she's clearly not okay. In the head.
I apologize for my rudeness. Good day to you.
Keep your chin up, my friend. And when you feel better, I'm sure you'll find another way to apply your talents.
It's just too obvious.
It's one of those too good to be true situations. Except because of the way the story has been.
To see that. Let's keep moving, shall we?
And the slight undercuts every once in a while, like, oh, it's all my fault. And then not explaining anything. Like, eh.
Right. I believe we've visited all the main facilities. With that, I declare our tour concluded.
There's a whole half of the map we haven't been to.
That man from before, does that sort of thing happen often?
Somewhat. It's unavoidable. Hardships are a fact of life. Our soul management system has sustained our realm for generations, but it isn't without flaws. For one, people have become accustomed to having spare souls. Without them, they feel vulnerable and anxious. Some claim it may also have contributed to a decline in births.
Just thinking out loud, but would it be possible to do away with the system?
No.
Why?
I know it isn't easy to change one's beliefs and way of life. The Mamolja had their reasons for their reliance on blessed siblings, much as you have yours for souls. But if we defeated Zorolja, you'd be able to make all the decisions, right? Then we could work together to fix things, restore your realm to where it belongs, and see where we can go from there.
Listen to me. There's something that I need to tell you.
Really?
What is it?
Actually, never mind. It's nothing of import. Well, it was lovely showing you around.
Of course. Of course. Thanks so much for the tour. We've learned not only about your realm, but you as well. For now, our priority is Zorolja. But once we've dealt with him, perhaps I can return the favor and show you to Lihiolal.
I'd like that very much.
I'm keeping an eye on you. Yeah, wallow.
It seems I've no choice but to continue down this path. Forgive me, Vau Wuklamat, but I must disappoint you.
Who walks like that? Like 1 foot directly in front of the other? Not how you walk. Alright. Unfortunately, this is going to be actually where we are ending stream. Yep, I know, sudden, but we've been streaming for a while now, and yeah, it's just time to end stream, and I think this is a good spot to do it. If you've enjoyed, this has been Final Fantasy XIV. I've been playing it now for quite a while. You can go and catch all the VODs of it, and look forward to YouTube videos on the YouTube channel, Sources Supreme VOD, and eventually Sources Supreme. And if you want to catch these streams live, go ahead, follow me here and on Twitter, so you can stay notified of when I go live. I've been Sources Supreme. This has been Final Fantasy XIV. I hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.